Right, welcome to Twisted Locker, your definitive horror podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about my favourite, the greatest slasher movies ever made. What have you got for me?
All right, so my personal opinion, plenty of better ones, but number one's quite a new one, came out 2022 by Ty West, and it's The Awesome X. Now, probably a lot of people think that there's probably better films out there, but for me, because I'm not a big fan of the slasher genre, I tend to gravitate to the sort of newer ones. I'm not a big fan of Halloween. I don't mind it. I've got nothing against Halloween. I know you're making faces. But I love this film. I love the slow build-up. It's got a little bit of Texas Chainsaw about it. You could argue it's a bit more of a backwoods sort of story with a farmer, but I absolutely love the character, the old Pearl. Did not like the prequel at all. Found it very boring.
I agree.
But this film, I love Mia Goth in it. She's so good in it. I love her in all the films, actually. In A Cure for Wellness, all these sort of films, she's fantastic. But this film, for me, I love the setup. I love the idea of shooting this porn in the start of the home video market. Everything about this was spot on. And I'm a big fan of Ty West. Big fan of his underrated film like The Innkeepers. Honestly, it's awesome. But yeah, that's my pick, my first pick. What's yours, Kurt?
Right, cracking pick, Jenks. My one actually ties in well with Ty West. We've got the amazing You're Next by Adam Wingard. This was actually the first movie I seen, the first R-rated movie I seen when I turned 18. And I just absolutely love this movie. The kills are amazing. The whole feel of the movie. Everything about this film is just absolutely fantastic. And there's so many tropes in it that they play into with the slasher genre. Yeah, there's so many fantastic scenes in that film, and I just love it. I love the masks, I love the kills, the characters, and it ties everything up brilliantly at the end. Nice little ending as well.
She's awesome in it as well. She's like a proper, not even a final girl because she's not really a victim. She's like fucking nails.
No.
You know, she's a badass.
Yeah, she kicks ass from the start.
What I like about her, she's a proper strong woman, not like the indestructible modern type. She's talking that there's a reason why she's a badass. It's explained. She's not just been able to take out loads of men. She's been trained
of course,
with survival like all her life, and she is absolutely awesome. Yeah, I love it.
Fantastic.
My next pick is probably, again, it's an awesome film. It is my one of my favourite slashers. One of my favourite Wes Craven films is Scream 1. Now, as a franchise, I'd say Scream is pretty consistent. Even though you might have your favourites, it's 6 films. And let's be honest, none of them are absolutely dog shit. Yeah, a lot of people don't like 6 as well, but it's not shit. There's plenty of terrible franchises, so it's pretty consistent. But 5 is pretty good, but I still think the number 1 is still the best one. And it's one of the best meta films. It can blend almost like spoof level, not scary movie spoof level, but taking the piss of the genre so well, all the tropes.
I'll be right back.
Sidney Prescott is such a good final girl. You know, probably one of the rare times where this final girl has been the same consistently. Usually you got a different one in each film. I love it. I love all the characters. Dewey. I love, Doofy in Scary Movie.
Hey, that you went poopy?
Yeah, it was good.
Dewey's sort of counterpart. They should make a film with both of them in it.
Gotta go, Mike. We gotta go, Mike.
Like a road movie.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Dewey and
How meta
Doofy.
would that be?
I would fucking love that. I don't care if it's shit. I would love it. I'm a big fan of this film. It is one of the best, and it started that new craze of slashers in the late 90s to mid noughties. That so many come out. I know he did last summer, but Scream is still the best of the bunch. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely, absolutely belongs on any top slasher list. Fantastic pick, Jenks. My next one is from my favourite horror franchise. It's got to be Friday the 13th Part 4. Now, I've just recently rewatched all the Friday the 13th again. And growing up, my favourites always changed. Part 6 was my favourite for a long time. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it because it was more fun and out there. It's definitely the silliest one. But I got to a certain age then where I could appreciate like a really good, well-made horror. And Friday the 13th Part 4 just delivers on absolutely every level. It's definitely, I'd say, not so much the most grown-up Friday the 13th, but it feels like the one that's had the most love and attention. Obviously, you've got Tom Savini back. It's the only other one he done since the first movie. And obviously, with any film Tom Savini works on, you can feel his presence. It's got the best kills. It's got the best Jason. It's got the best characters, the best dialogue. And you can't forget Crispin Glover's dance. Just insane and apparently inspired by the way he dances himself in nightclubs. Yeah. If you haven't seen it, Jenks, you've got to at least see Crispin Glover's dance.
I've never seen the film. I know you can be mad at me, but I've never seen number 4 for some reason. I was the same as you. I jumped on it when he was a zombie.
Yeah. To be honest, growing up, I always went straight to 6. I skipped a lot of the earlier ones. But for me, Part 4 is by far a top. I still love Part 6, and there's a few others I love a lot. After 6, it's a massive steep downhill. But yeah, part 4 on every level is by far the best Friday the 13th movie.
Right, my great choice. My top pick is going to be a controversial one. It's not controversial. It's awesome. Yeah, it is awesome, and it's very underrated. It'll probably end up being on our underrated video we make one day. But it is 2006 Severance with Danny. I was going to say Dan DeVito. And
yes, Danny DeVito.
Actually, I'd watch that film.
Oh, no, you don't.
Do you know what? I was going to say another mistake, Ken. I was going to say Danny Glover. I'd watch that. Danny Dyer, he's not the best actor in the world. He does what he does really well. But that film is so underrated. It's so terrifying. It adds a new level of danger with slashers because these guys are soldiers, and they're soldiers in Hungary, a really sort of dangerously trained group. They're not just some hillbilly with a knife. These guys understand sort of war and booby traps and everything. And it is frightening when they find that house and he makes a pie and there's a tooth in it. It's funny. Every film Danny Dyer's in, he's on drugs. I think he's on magic mushrooms in this. It's just, it works so well. And you've got the bit with the chopped off leg and they try to stuff it in the fridge in the bus, but it won't fit. It's so funny and so hot. That bit with the bear trap, it's disturbingly brilliant, but they blend it perfectly. I'm a big fan of that, and more people should watch it. Severance.
Amazing pick, Jenks, to be honest. It's not one I would have thought of for the list, but I actually go back to that one a lot. Yeah. And obviously the scene with the foot when he's taking the shoe and sock off to try and fit it in the fridge. Yeah.
It's disgusting.
What that film does best is the comedy is great, but it doesn't take away from how scary the film is. Like, it's funny when it needs to be, but it's also a horror when it needs to be.
100%.
Amazing pick, Jenks. I can't argue with that one at all. But my number one pick is the greatest slasher movie of all time. It is the original 1978's Halloween, which created by far the most iconic, besides Jason for me, the most iconic slasher killer of all time. Directed by the amazing John Carpenter. I'm just a massive fan of John Carpenter. Anything he does.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
Bar his last few films, I can't see a fault in them, and Halloween is no different. It's just mad to think that a group of people got together to make this film, and they just didn't think it was going to be anything other than just a horror movie. It's insane. The mask, everything. William Shatner mask, painted great, looks creepy. It just does everything so well. It's just by far the best blueprint for a slasher movie ever made, and it's just crazy to think that this movie defined. It defined 10 years of cinema. The whole every horror that came out in the 80s was a rip off of Halloween. If you're looking at the slasher genre, if you're gonna go further back, we got Bear Blood, but Halloween started a whole generation in the 80s, and you can't deny the presence this movie's had. It's by far also, though, I'd say one of the weakest franchises as a whole. There's more bad than good, but I do love the new trilogy. Ends being the weakest one, but I'm a big fan of Halloween and Halloween Kills. That has to be my number one pick, easily. I know it's a boring one, an obvious one, but I can't deny having Halloween as the number one pick. But that's all we got time for today. Just remember, if you enjoyed the video, leave a comment, like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.